What is differentiation? What should teachers know about it? Well, I will explain ways teachers can implement differentiation into the classroom. First, teachers' top priority should be making sure students understand the material being taught in the classroom. With increasing classroom size in elementary schools, it can be challenging and time-consuming task for teachers. Before, one method may work for most of the class, however, there will be other students who remain confused and need more time to understand the material. It is your duty to make sure every child has the chance to learn and be successful in the classroom. A method to accomplish this task many educators use is differentiation. Differentiation instruction is tailoring instruction to meet individual needs. Therefore, teachers will scaffold lessons to accommodate different learning styles and levels of learning. At the most basic level, differentiation consists of the efforts of teachers to respond to variance among learners in the classroom. Whenever a teacher reaches out to an individual or small group to vary his or her teaching in order to create the best learning experience possible, the teacher is differentiating instruction. Teachers can differentiate at least 4 classroom elements based on students' readiness, interest, or learning profile. These include content, process, products, and learning environment.
Let's take a look at a lesson plan designed by Mrs. T's 6th grade science class on different moon phases around the Earth. This lesson begins with the teacher assessing prior knowledge of the students. She asks them questions about the changes in appearance of the moon during a month and pattern changes of the moon's appearance. The teacher continues by showing a video to the students on the moon cycle and the changes during each month. Then she has the students make up a mnemonic phrase that goes along with body movements or gestures to remember the 8 phases a moon makes in a month. After going through a classroom-created mnemonic phrase along with the body movements with the students and after discussing what they've learned in the video, she has them go back to their seats and draw out the 8 moon phases in their notebooks. While this lesson would work for the majority of the students in her 6th grade class, Mrs. T must be aware that some of her students have their own learning needs. Kayla is one of Mrs. T's hardest working students. However, Kayla has a hard time hearing and staying focused in class. Kayla has a hearing impairment and she struggles staying on task and following along in the classroom. To help Kayla succeed in this lesson, Mrs. T has Kayla sit near the front of the class and close to her desk so Kayla can see her and hear her more clearly. She also provides Kayla a written outline of the lesson before the class so Kayla has time to understand what Mrs. T will be teaching in the lesson and allows Kayla to follow along better during the class time. Mrs. T also makes sure to use expressive hand gestures to help Kayla keep up with the class and to follow along. When talking about a different phase of the moon, Mrs. T forms a gesture with her hands and signals a phase change in the moon cycle. By making sure that Kayla's environment is loud enough to hear and that she can see the material being taught, Mrs. T is able to help Kayla focus better and succeed in the classroom. Keegan is another hardworking student of Mrs. T's. He has a hard time working efficiently with his peers and has a difficult time staying on task or completing specific tasks in the classroom. Keegan has attention deficit disorder, also called ADD. To help him in his lesson, Mrs. T provides Keegan with clear and direct instructions on tape before and during class. Therefore, if Keegan needs to walk around the back of the classroom or at home before the class, Keegan can listen to his tape to help him focus. Mrs. T also makes sure that Keegan has a classroom schedule so he knows what to expect during the day if he gets distracted with something else during the class time. Finally, Mrs. T allows Keegan extra time to draw, paint, or even to use a computer program to create his 8 moon phases. This way, Keegan does not feel rushed or pressured to move at a faster pace. All of these easy changes allow for Keegan to be successful in the classroom. Another student of Mrs. T's is Ryan, who is a shy yet always on high alert student. Ryan often struggles with social interactions. Ryan has a mild version of autism and obsessive-compulsive disorder, also called OCD. Ryan will spend hours on a single homework assignment and has difficulty focusing on an assignment with a lot of background noise. Mrs. T works with special educator and Ryan's parents to create a response to intervention model, aka RTI model. That is a multi-tiered approach to help Ryan with his learning. First, Mrs. T makes sure to meet Ryan's needs in the classroom. Mrs. T may place Ryan next to someone who can help him and that Ryan is comfortable working with during the lesson. Second, Mrs. T provides Ryan headphones and a quiet workspace so he can have more intensive instruction on drawing the moon phases without starting over at various times. To help Ryan focus and not become overwhelmed by the assignment, Mrs. T gives Ryan clear written and audio instructions. And when Ryan becomes frustrated with his work and feels like he needs to start over, Mrs. T has a free zone area where Ryan or other students can go to refocus their attention on something else. By shifting Ryan's attention for a few minutes, it can help avert OCD thoughts or urges. Each student in Mrs. T's class required a specific accommodation and modification to help them succeed during the lesson. By adjusting to the students' needs, Mrs. T used differentiation to help her students to do their best. As a teacher, you will need to use differentiation in the classroom to help meet the individual needs of your students and to show your students they can succeed.